welcome to the Big Baby Daddy Cast. My name is Manny. I'll be your host today. This is episode 16, and I'm back.
Woo!
I'm here with Jay, Katie, and who's that guy over there? Who's that other guy? See all those tattoos. That's my co-host Josh. How you doing, Josh?
What's going on, Mr. Manny? Welcome back, man. Where you been? How you doing? Where you been? No, seriously, where you been?
I've been missing. I went back to Puerto Rico, and we had to do our you're Puerto Rican, so you understand. We had to do our rite of passage, where we spend 5 weeks in the woods. And just kind of hunting, our,
is that like when
animals.
It's like that last? Is like that when the Muslims go to like the Mecca for like their
the pilgrimage?
Yeah. You have to go to the rainforest for a little while.
It's a lot more deadlier. We have to fight iguanas, and
and the
about this big. But you should see that. They are this big, but you should see their tails. It's pretty big tails. It's pretty serious stuff, man. So, now that I've gone through my rite of passage, they allowed me to come back to the States, but they wouldn't have me back in Georgia. Those guys over there were just really offended with me, and they said, we can't have you here. So I kind of went to a more open-minded place, and now we are in California.
Nice. Cali. Yeah. explains the sunshine coming through the window there.
Yeah, that explains the sunshine and a slightly darker shade that I've been having. This fucking desert sun, man, this shit will eat you up. I'm telling you. Like, you walk outside and it's cold, and then you come back in and you're like, why am I sunburnt? What happened to me? But, it's been a while, and it's been pretty quiet. So how are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? What's going on?
Doing good. I moved back to Missouri, finally, and I love it. And I have some bad news.
You're pregnant.
I had a death in the family.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry, man.
My car of 13 years has died.
God, really? You get me feeling this bad for you. Jeez.
Like, Josh, you didn't tell me I was gonna host and handle this shit. This is horrible.
I was gonna dress in all black for the occasion, but I figured I might be a little overboard.
So you said you had this car for 13 years, huh?
Yes.
Oh, what kind of car was it?
It was an 03 Cavalier.
No,
nice.
Seriously, what kind of car was it?
Tell you what, you want to give me money for an actual car?
I'm good.
But I got a new one now, so all is right in the kingdom.
So basically, we've been doing this podcast for 16 episodes, and you came on episode, 6 or 7 or some shit like that. And since then, you've been trying to get back home, which is now you're home with Miss Katie. And you finally did it. You finally made it. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on Manny fucking getting to where he is now. And Katie, it's on you. You gotta share something enlightening. You gotta this 3 for 3. You gotta what's good in your life? What's been going on with you?
I got a haircut.
Wow! Stop the presses. We have to change the agenda now. We have to talk about this haircut.
Katie, we agreed that you weren't gonna, throw that at me. Like, I haven't gotten a haircut. I understand, but you just, man, I quit. That's it.
Well, I was going to get my eyebrows waxed, but I thought that would have been a little bit too far.
Yeah, no, the werewolf look is totally in this year. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. It's like bitchin' ass hair and just fucking sheep's head eyebrows. Like, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got the perfect game for you. It's The Wolf Among Us, It's
she is the wolf among us.
She play it. But okay, so now that you guys are together, how are the logistics working out? Like, what is this new, Jay and Katie? How is this now? Like, is this everything you were expecting?
I think that and more.
Aww, this is so sweet. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. I swear to God, they're even sitting together on the show, man.
Right? And she's like leaning over to him, and he's slowly kind of backing away. Like, he's like, dude, we just live together. Like, don't take it this seriously.
Josh, what the hell is that thing behind you? Like, peering over your shoulder. Like,
oh, that's the Master Chief. He got my back. Master Chief got my back. Because sometimes I'll be in here and the little one tries to come in here. Now, whenever she trips the alarm, he just takes one paintball shot right to the. She just takes one paintball shot right to the chest, just like a warning shot. Yeah.
I was just gonna say it looks like he's holding up the window.
Well, he might be dual function. Okay. He might have two jobs.
Does he say anything before he shoots her?
He says, I need a weapon.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick, little one. Bat.
And then he says, my back hurts. Please, get me out of here.
After I shoot you, hold up this window, please.
He's got to sue Josh for some workman's comp.
Hey, back problems are the hardest to prove. Jay knows that.
But, so you've got that little piece of accessory there on your window, and it's gaming related.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and use this and segue into our nostalgia section.
Well, wait, before we go into the whole meat and potatoes of this, we gotta pour one out for our missing compadre, Mr. Giovanni Pacheco. He's not with us right now.
He's gone.
He's gone?
Yeah, we fired him.
Did we?
Fired him.
Oh, so it's all finalized, right?
Yeah, it's all finalized.
Is any of that going to come back and bite us in the ass, or we're good?
No, Gio, it's okay. Gio's a very passive guy. He's not gonna sue. That's Gio, you know him.
Yeah,
he's not very aggressive at all. He's not gonna get mad at us or anything.
He'll probably just go out and start his own podcast, and it'll probably be 4 minutes long of him just staring into the camera.
a little bit of nose picking here and there.
He's gonna be like, "Hi, my name is Giovanni Pacheco." And this has been Giovanni Pacheco with. Thank you for joining us.
Man, but yeah, Gio's not here, man, and we miss him because he's always the co-host. He, the interesting part about him being as a co-host is that
he loves toast too. He's a co-toast.
I'm dying over here. Is that he can always compliment everything you say by just not saying anything at all.
Right? Yeah. He's the strong silent type,
But yeah, he's hosting some family from Boston.
Boston.
Charles, get the car.
They came down in the car.
Oh man, I'm thirsty. Give me some water.
Water.
All right, there goes all of our Boston fans.
Yeah,
and,
as if we didn't already alienated any other fucking demographic. Now we can say goodbye to the Bostonians.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. Yeah. Well, we got the rest of the United States to insult. We'll get there little by little, state by state.
So you guys want to hear something funny that I heard the other day? I was reading up on podcasts, and they say that podcasts generally don't go beyond 40 episodes. Like most podcasts, they start out because it's so easy to start out. They don't go past 40, and we are at 16, and we've got a long way to go to hit 40. I'm not saying maybe that's not the best. Maybe that wasn't the best story to tell. But
I think Josh is going cold turkey on us, man. I think we need to teach him a lesson.
I'm like, dude, how do we only do 16 episodes? Fuck, it's been so long. But I'll be the first one to apologize that it's been kind of slow on the content front. It's been kind of slow on the podcast front because life.
Yeah.
Life happened.
We
got
moves.
your move, Jay. We had your move, Manny. I started a business. We have a lot of things going on in our lives, so we apologize now, but that's not mean that we're going to stop. So, if they come in segmented a week, 2 weeks, don't get too mad. We'll make it up somehow. We'll give away another free Amazon gift card or something like that.
Yeah, that's great. What's the name of your company?
It's called Sit, Stay, Pay, and it's a dog training company. We teach canine obedience, behavior modification, and maybe dog sitting. I don't know if I'm going to venture into that yet, but...
This is a parenting show. Do you do kids as well?
I do kids as well. I charge $25 a day for each child, and the cage behind me that's the premium package. That's what you get, and 3 square meals a day, high in protein,
low sodium.
Yeah,
man, that's where the real learning happens.
Yeah, and that's where the real money is. So. If any of you want to get into, by the way, this broadcast has been brought to you by Sit Stay Pay.
There's a little plug in there for your company. That's
www.sitstaypay.com.
All of this entire show is totally not off the cuff. We're definitely reading from our lines here. So this plug that we just did is completely planned.
Yeah, it's totally legal too.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Josh is gonna sue us later.
I'm gonna sue myself.
You didn't ask permission to put my company in there.
Sorry, Josh. Oh man. Sorry. So video games, right?
Yeah, that's right, man.
So a lot of video games happened between the last time we spoke to you guys and now. And just off the top of my head, the HTC Vive launched, the Oculus Rift launched, the Dark Souls 3 launched, and the Division's been out for a little while.
Yeah, that's old news right there.
Yeah, that's old news. The big news is VR has finally hit, and it's getting...
It's definitely hit the streets and it's hitting your pockets.
Yeah, and it's hitting your pockets hard. Like 800, and not even the pockets. Like, okay, the Oculus Rift is like what, $700, right? If you have a powerful enough PC to run it, assuming. But the HTC Vive, which is a little bit more expensive, comes with these fucking sensors that you got to put to your wall. It's like, remember when you first got the fucking Kinect and you needed like a floor space like big enough?
Yeah.
This fucking thing, you need sensors that wall mount, and you need like a 8x4 foot fucking zone to play in.
Yeah, try to sell that to your wife.
Who the fuck? Who has that? You're gonna walk out of here like, this room can't fit an HTC. I'm just saying, like, for
honey, I need you to step out for a minute. I'm gonna VR right now.
Yeah, I gotta rearrange my whole fucking living room to do this stupid fucking. Oh look, I'm in VR. Oh my god, it's a fucking roller coaster. I don't know. I'm not. I don't think the world is quite ready for all that jazz.
Yeah, you sound a little bitter there, man.
Yeah, because you know what? I was really looking forward to it. I was really looking forward to like finally having a VR experience, and then I can't fucking afford it, and I can't, I don't.
You got your own company, now you can.
Yeah, fucking, okay.
Expensive, man, expensive.
Yeah, I'm expensive. The IRS won't fucking, like, why'd you spend almost $900 on this VR headset? It was for the dogs.
Well, you see, you put it on the dogs, and then, you just put them in the cage after, Just put them on the roller coaster, and that dog will definitely sit after going through that VR show. Owner's like, well, my dog can sit, but he also has vertigo now.
Does any of you have any kind of like interest or like anything for VR?
What was my comment? They can kiss my ass. And I stand by that decision.
What about you, Katie? Do you have any interest in VR at all? Like putting on a headset to like be in a virtual world?
Maybe just to try it out.
Just to try it out. Like if you were walking in like a Best Buy and there was a kiosk, you'd put it on and just be like, oh, look at this, But not to fucking spend $1,000 on it, right? No? Yeah.
Now, if they drop the price, to about the price of a console, I'll consider it.
But $600-$700 ain't doing it for you, huh?
No.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed. I was watching streams that were going on of people not people, but journalists who have access to this equipment, and the stuff that they were showing was pretty cool, but it's not like, oh, I need to get this cool. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, I need to drop fucking $1,200 on a PC to play this thing that, oh, look, you can pick up this virtual ball and throw it at a virtual fucking whatever. Like, I don't know.
Well, in their defense, it is in the infancy stage. It could get better.
True. Very true.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys did see there was a video showing or showcasing the horror game. I think it was was it like Paranormal Activity game?
It was.
I know they had
something like that. There's a lot of games out for the various consoles, and it's like a little jump scary type deal where it's like, you're walking through this castle or whatever, and it's. But the thing that's catching people's attention is the Steamworks and the Steam Lab or whatever with the HTC Vive, and that's pretty cool. But like I said, those are mini games. I'm not gonna spend $800 on a mini game, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's VR. Welcome to fucking virtual reality, and hopefully, if you could afford it, write us in. Let us know how it is, and you know, I think that at the very least, for the purposes of this website, by the way, thegamermind.com. I think as soon as the PS4 or the PSVR drops, I think I might pick it up just so we can have something to show as VR, and you know, maybe that's a little bit more affordable because I have a PlayStation 4, so we'll see what
you've already went through that. It should be better in terms of expending your money on it.
Yeah, as far as the pocket, but you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
With that.
Well, I tell you what, if anything, you know how the Vita, for example, is a console that it's not very popular amongst a lot of people, but it's pretty much the console of choice to play a lot of the indie games. I think there's a lot of application possibilities on the VR headsets that will pretty much kind of bring out, I guess, a genre of games that people will only want to play through the VR. You know what I mean? Like something like Firewatch,
right,
or something like, you know, that'll probably be like the console of choice for specific type games that people are like, man, like you don't play this anywhere else but VR. Like this is the place to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can see like playing a game like The Witness in VR would be something appealing because you want to immerse yourself in that world. It's a beautiful world. You want to, you know, solve these puzzles with this thing strapped to your head, but like that's something that I don't want to spend $600 on to experience, even if it's impressive, you know. That's kind of like when I was a young kid and I used to go to, you know, fucking Best Buy or, you know, like Toys R Us, and they would have like a Nintendo 64 set up. I knew my family couldn't afford it, but just to sit there and say, oh, this is pretty cool, I can play it for a little while, you know, whatever. Those are pretty, but it was not like, oh, I need to get this system because of this, and I don't need to get the VR for that, you know.
Well, we'll see what kind of content they'll start throwing out, because I think it's still very early, and I believe that a lot of the way that they handled it is still pretty weak. You know, that usually you have a lot of content come out with your console, but since this wasn't considered as the console, a lot of that content is kind of not there yet. You know what I mean? There's a lot of demos and there's a lot of, you know, limited content right now for a release, for a big release, or for a product like this. Yeah, so
it came and went like, you know, like fart. It was just like, oh, here's VR.
Yep.
You don't need it. Oh, and by the way, it's $800. That's exactly how it fucking went down.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's VR.
That's our VR that's our VR minute for this podcast.
That's our review without trying VR. That's what we think about VR. That's there you go. But talking about console adapters, you said you were going to buy a PlayStation VR when it comes out, if the price is right. But do you guys remember all these different accessories or like side consoles that came for the original console that we had before? Like, for example, the Game Genie was one of them, like this little thing that you could adapt so that you could hack a game, or like the Nintendo 64 expansion pack. Do you guys remember like all these things that came out that were kind of kitschy? You know what I mean? And but did you guys ever own any of them?
I did. I had the for the regular Nintendo, I had the Game Genie, and for PlayStation, the Game Shark.
Nice. What
did you think?
What did you think of?
How did that work?
How did that work?
Basically, on the PlayStation, there's a small little plug in the back on the left-hand corner. You plug that in. Some of it already had preloaded
games on it.
Preloaded codes.
Right.
But then you could also go to Best Buy or GameStop or whatever, and you could actually get a book for like the newer games that came out, and you could just enter the code in, and it would save it like how you do on a memory card.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
So what kind of stuff would you do on games? Like, would it hack the game to the point where it was fun?
It would give you. I try not to use it all the time. The only time I really use it is when I got a game and I just like, son of a bitch, I can't beat this. Going at it, and it's just like you're getting so frustrated. So instead of actually throwing a game out the damn window, you get the code. I'll use it for invincibility, infinite ammo, sometimes unlimited time. There's a lot of other things you could do too. You can also make yourself, gigantic, small. Different colors. It was just pretty.
What's
good.
your take on that, Katie? What's your take on, like, let's say for example, you have a video game, just bare bones video game, but then you introduce like cheat codes to it, like it can make you invincible, it can, mess with things inside the environment, and can give you infinite ammo. What's your take on that? Are you for it? You're not for it? Does it make or break the game for you?
I think you should play it without it first, and then go ahead and do it just to see how different it is. I don't think you should just use the cheat codes just to play a game. I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I definitely agree because like when I used to play, like going way back to like the regular Nintendo, there were games that I genuinely liked, like Legend of Zelda and Super Mario, but I never got to beat the game. So I never got to see the last stages. I never got to see the end bosses. I never got to hear the music. I never got to experience those parts of the game because I would always either get stuck or end up dying or quitting or whatever. And back then, those games didn't have like save states, so you couldn't save your progress. It was like you had to do it in one fucking run, which really turned me off to those types of games. As games got better, I started beating them more regularly. I think the first game I ever beat, which fucking laugh at me if you want, but the first game I ever remember beating was Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation. And that was from start to finish. But the only reason why I did that was because I had a freaking memory card. But like going back to what Jay was saying was like back what Katie was saying, once you beat the game or once you said, okay, I've experienced all I want with this game, you can go back and say, okay, give myself unlimited lives and see parts of the game that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. Because there were games like back in the day, like I remember Bonk's Adventure, like for the Nintendo. I never got to see like the end of that game, and going back to it now, like it's pretty cool because it's things that you've never seen before. You've never experienced any of that type of stuff, and stuff like the Game Genie and the what was the other one for the Nintendo?
Game Shark.
The Game Shark.
Yeah. No, the Game Shark was PlayStation. I know. It's gonna drive me nuts. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, things like that. You can actually go back and see those parts of the games that you've never seen. I mean, you could always fucking YouTube it, like most people do, but like to have a fucking CRT TV or like a ROM and go back and fucking do those and play those games yourselves, like it's pretty fucking awesome to see the things that you didn't get to see when you were a child.
Because what's the sense of playing a game if you got unlimited ammo, infinite lives, whatever? Some games are meant to be hard to make you work for it. You're not working for it if you got all the cheat codes.
Like you were talking the last podcast, you were talking about EverQuest, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ultima Online.
Right, Ultima Online. Okay. So imagine if they introduced cheats to that game. Like it would fucking suck because like what'd be the point, you know? That's kind of what turned me off to like I think once I graduated from like middle school, I got like a computer and I started to fuck around with computer games. And bro, once I got into computer games, it was like there were cheat codes for everything. Like you could literally break a game with the amount of cheat codes that were out there, and it's like it's not fun anymore. It's like you have to have some type of challenge. You got like I remember I was playing Doom for the PC, and they have something called no clipping. And you add that, and you could just go through fucking walls and fucking you have all types of unlimited ammo. It's like it's cool to like fuck around with the game like that. Like it becomes like a little sandbox toy, but it's like okay, it's not really a game anymore. It's like nothing. Like you could just blow through the game easy as shit, and there's no challenge. Like it turns the game from like an actual video game to now something that there's no penalty for. Like you could just go through the game and not fucking worry about dying or ammo or anything like that. So it doesn't make the game fun. Because when you're playing, you got to worry about, oh, I need ammo. I need to go around this corner and be fucking strategic. When you're playing with fucking cheat codes, it's like, oh, I could clip through this wall, use the BFG, and just keep on fucking pushing through.
Now, I agree with her saying that. Sorry, Manny. I agree with
No, he's
her.
not.
Play the game first, then go back and fuck around.
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys feel like you guys are missing out on something if you use cheat codes first, or like if it was a game, for example, at Just Cause, would you care if you use cheat codes? The game in and of itself is kind of made for you to mess around. So does it depend on the type of game that it is that it bothers you to use cheat codes first as opposed to using
Definitely. Like,
If
like I've been playing through a Dark Souls 3. And I don't know if anybody's played a Dark Souls game. Those games are hard as shit. So when you beat a boss or when you beat a specific type of level, you have a feeling of accomplishment that like you've been busting your ass to get through this one part of the stage, for example, and you finally get it. There's like a feeling of like elation and accomplishment that if I was using cheat codes, you wouldn't get that feeling.
You know, I never really got that from any of the Dark Souls games just because I have a grindy nature when it comes to playing games. So every time I finished a Dark Souls game or a Demon Souls or the only Demon Souls game, I was already like way too strong for my first playthrough.
See, that's cheating.
Just because well,
Cheater.
I was like level 130 and I'm still on my first playthrough, and I was like, well, you know, this guy was easy. You know, it's like, I don't know what these guys are talking about, but I spent like 120 hours on my first playthrough.
Nice.
You know, it's
That's like playing StarCraft and just staying back and just getting all the fucking resources and then building your base up and then, oh, let me click on these 5,000 units to go fucking blow up this like one enemy stronghold, and you have like you're so overpowered by that point. It's just like you just see the destruction and mayhem. Well, you know what? I can see the appeal in that. That's pretty awesome.
But it's just the way I play. I like a challenge, but in a game like Dark Souls, like I feel that Dark Souls more so than Bloodborne is a little bit more. I feel like they have like cheap tricks to mess with you. You know what I mean? Like the mechanics. Like sometimes you'll see an enemy do an animation to attack you, and you think they're attacking that way, and then suddenly they completely turn 180 and then hit you, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
but that makes you into a fucking tiger. That makes you into a fucking. You gotta fucking put all your mental, like that's when you are in the fucking game. You're like, okay, I know this asshole is gonna come at me from the left, so I gotta fucking dive to the right. I gotta jump in. I gotta attack, and I gotta jump back out. Like you're thinking. Like if you were using cheat codes, you should be like, whap. Okay, now let me just get all this stuff from him and get this better weapon. But the better weapon doesn't mean shit because you're fucking invincible anyway.
Nope.
I don't know. I have an issue with cheat codes. It's like if I'm busting my ass to play this fucking game, but some dickhead could be like, oh, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Oh, now I have all the lives. Like, I'm busting my ass to play this game, but he's not, you know?
Yeah, who's the smarter guy?
Yeah, right?
What's funny too is my brother used to play games, and this was back when they had the cheat codes where you have to get on a website and get the cheat codes. And he would always be calling me up and be like, hey, can you check out this cheat code for me? And I'm like,
cheatcodes.com.
Cheat codes, Cheat Planet, stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow, bringing it back.
Yeah, that's whenever you actually have to wait for your cheat codes. Like you would click, you're waiting. You're like, okay, this cheat code's not going to come up soon. I think I'm just going to beat this level. And then you're like, oh, I'm finally like, I used to use GameFAQs.com, and I love that website because it was all text. Like it was all like real basic, no bullshit photos, nothing. So it would, you know, on a 56K connection, you would click it and you're like, okay, I'm going to get this at least in the next 10 minutes.
See, I was on the opposite end of that spectrum. I like it when they put fucking pictures there because like I fucking hate reading. Like I read for necessity. Like if I got to read for school, I read for school. But like if I go on one of this and it's just assy like all you see is like text, but like the text is like it makes like the fucking image of the cover art of the fucking the game or whatever, and it's just text. Oh, fucking just lines and lines of text. I hate that shit because it's like I need to see the picture of the place that you're fucking telling me to go to get the weapon that I need. I need to see that because I'm
Josh. It's okay if you can't read. It's fine. We can have an intervention.
I thought that was between us, man. We told each other that you would promise that you would tell nobody that you know how to read.
I quit, man. I quit.
Don't play video games forever. Fuck video games.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah. Now I get it. Why do you like RPGs, man? It's like you never knew what was going on.
Yeah. I'm like, why is this star coming at the Earth, and why is fucking this guy's name Cloud, and why does this gun have a sword attached to it? I don't get it.
And then you saw all these menus. It's like I don't know what to do, man.
It might as well be written in fucking Chinese, dude. I tell you. Might as well. What the fuck is Phoenix down? I don't want to be Phoenix down. I want to be Phoenix up. All the Phoenixes, all of them.
So, what about other adapters that you guys bought for like your own consoles? Like, did you guys ever buy the little cartridge you would put on your Nintendo or your what's the one for Nintendo? You would put a special cartridge on your SNES. I remember the SNES to play Game Boy games.
Yeah, it was called the Super Game Boy. I had that. Years later.
I never had it. Did you use it?
I did use it. You can play. It was. It served one primary function, and that was to play your Game Boy games on a Super Nintendo. So basically, you would get the Super Nintendo on the TV, you would get the Game Boy games on the TV. A lot of the games would come like with a border, and I used that to play Pokemon.
Okay, so how did they do it? Like, were they like upscaling anything, or like did it look good? Or
it looked great. It just looked like a big ass Game Boy on the TV. Like it was not fuzzy. It just looked like exactly like if you were looking at a Game Boy.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that's a great way of presentation.
I never tried that one.
Like it served this purpose. Like the one pad that I ever bought, I had my parents buy, that was fucking totally useless, was this thing for track and field for the original Nintendo. So it was this big mat, and it had numbers and circles on it. And track and field, you would have to run on the pads, and then your character on the screen would run. And it was good for that. Like, you would have to jump, and then the character would jump. But then you would use that for nothing else. It was just a big-ass controller on the floor.
You mean like Kinect?
Yeah. Fucking, you are the controller in that one. I remember that, and that was such a waste of fucking money, dude. Like, a waste.
Did you talk about a waste of money? Did you guys ever see the power controller for Nintendo?
Oh, the fucking the
joystick. Oh, that's the Power Glove.
The Power Glove.
I've never owned that one.
Useless.
Did you have that, Jay?
Yeah.
Oh man.
My stepbrother brought that for me for Christmas one year, and I put that thing on. I was like, "What in the hell is this?" It didn't work. So all I did was I cut the fucking cord off, and that was my fucking robotic arm when I went out and played outside with friends.
Yeah.
It was only good for one thing, and that was bullying. Like, just hit other kids with it when you were a little kid. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to go get Billy now. Billy ain't going to hit me hard. I got the Power Glove.
I remember the first time I saw that thing, it was in the movie The Wizard. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie. It was about the kid, and he goes, "Yeah, fucking go watch The Wizard." That movie is a full-length feature film dedicated to the Super Mario Brothers 3. Like, it's just a big ass. It's a long movie in the disguise as a fucking commercial. But there
was another one too.
Yeah,
The Robot.
The Robot. Oh yeah, Rob the Nintendo. Robot.
Rob.
Oh my god, that thing had 2 games for it.
I couldn't even tell you what the 2 games were.
I think it was, I forget the name of the games, but it was fucking, it had 2 games for it. This thing cost like $80-something when it first came out. It was in the Sears catalog, I remember. And I was like, oh, that thing looks so cool. And it was fucking piece of garbage. Piece of fucking just plastic bullshit. I think it was Gyromite and...
Gyromite, yes.
Yeah, Gyromite and something else. Fucking useless.
Not my thing. I never played any of those, and I never owned any of those.
I remember
like the only thing
N64 came with something that you needed. It came, I think, Donkey Kong Country. I think you needed the expansion pack to play that game, and I think also I want to say Ocarina of Time that you needed.
No, it was Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. Okay, so Majora's Mask, you needed that, and you needed the expansion pack for
Stack Up.
Stack Up. Yes, with the little fucking the little things that it fucking took like 8 hours for it to fucking move, and the thing took like 27 AA batteries for it to work. Total garbage. I don't think there was ever. Oh, the NES Max or the NES Advantage. Those are the two controllers that I remember having that were actually worth something because they were basically just rapid controllers. So you would press the button and it would just click AAA really fast or BBB, whatever.
Yeah, that's the best way to play Street Fighter with having the guy go.
Yeah, damn straight. Yeah. Or having Chun-Li fucking flip out with her fucking legs.
Yeah, Chun-Li's having a seizure. So I think there's a lot of attempts back then, and nothing has changed. If you really think about it, like nothing has changed in terms of peripherals that they throw in the consoles, especially like when the Wii came out. Like they tried something new, and then everybody just wanted to get on that bandwagon. And here comes like all these peripherals that come to target that demographic.
I don't think you see them as much anymore. Like they always had a gun.
You don't think so?
Like they always had a gun. Like every system I remember always had like the light gun. I haven't seen a light gun since Super Nintendo.
PlayStation
had one?
2 had one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Move controller.
I think the 360 had one too.
They had a gun?
But it wasn't a big cell.
Oh.
Yeah. That's because you have to shoot, like you have to use the Kinect and then do this. And then,
Hey, don't sleep on the Kinect, man. Dance Central was a good game.
Yeah, it's
Just
but
dance,
the Kinect.
gonna be okay. Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
Why is it every time I start to dance, I always fuck something up?
What does that tell you?
I should stop dancing.
That's exactly, life is trying to tell you something. Don't shake that booty.
Don't shake it.
Hey, but think about it. Like whenever the GameCube came out and they had Donkey Kong, there was one that came with the congas with it, and I guess Nintendo's a more proactive one to do peripherals for their consoles as opposed to the other consoles out there. But yeah, I always thought that there was like a healthy amount of peripherals to accompany your consoles that like the DDR games would have their own thing.
But I think now for the children, I mean, this is the Big Baby Daddy Cast, so
this is for the children.
For the kids. I think now the big thing is things like Disney Infinity or Skylanders, where you hook this thing up to the console and you buy the little figurines and then you place them on the deck or whatever, and it reads the QR code inside or whatever, and that character shows up in game. I think that is now replacing the weird ass perpetuals. What is it called? Peripherals. Yeah, I keep calling them perpetuals. I don't know what the fuck that is. Perpetual motion.
Hey, Josh, spell peripherals.
Fuckyo. So peripherals, yeah. Or
it's America.
What's the other thing that the America? What's the other thing that the Nintendo Wii has? Oh man, what's it called?
Gotta be more specific. The Wii has like way
no,
too
but
much
the Wii
stuff.
has these little figurines that you could put on the Wii U pad, and it makes something happen on the screen.
Skylanders?
No, Skylanders is one of those things, but Amiibos.
Amiibos. The Wii U.
Right.
Except the Wii. I was thinking like the old Wiimote stuff. Like
well, the thing is like with these things is like you buy the deck, and Skylanders, for example, has like 100-something characters, and then you go to Toys R Us, you buy a character or a set of characters, you put it on the thing, and it shows up on the screen. So I think that's kind of like a peripheral, so to speak, maybe.
Talk about like not owning a full game with that I guess that business model. Just think about it. It's got 100+ characters, or like Skylander has a goodly amount of characters. You know how much money you would have to spend to get like the full game content?
And it's all on the disc. That's the funniest shit. It's all on the disc, but you need to buy these extra. You need to buy extra shit for them to show up in world. That's like buying a car and having a DVD player in the back and not being able to use it. Like it's fucking
They're
retarded.
not cheap either. They're about $7 to $12 a piece
Yeah,
at least.
it's ridiculous, dude. It's a lot of money, but that's they're in the business of making money, and the kids are gonna get them. They're gonna go out and buy these amiibos and these Skylanders and the Disney Infinity characters. You know.
Isn't that what your son got last time?
Yeah, my son, he got a shitload. Infinity characters. He had the Skylanders, but he didn't have the pad to put them on.
Wow.
He just wanted to play with them. But he had a shitload of Infinity characters. He had last I counted, he had over 30.
But does he use them in the game?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
He'll play one of them for about 5 minutes and be like, "Nah." Put the next one on, play that one for about 5 minutes, "Nah." And then go on. I watched this kid literally play all of his characters within an hour.
Wow. We thought we were
And then
bad.
he's bored. He's like, this game is not fun. It's like,
Oh yeah,
this
then he went
variety.
upstairs and tormented his sister.
Just fucking put them outside and tell them to play with rocks. And
Yeah,
Put a
yeah,
leash on him.
Here's a rock and a stick. Go figure it out.
Just don't throw
He's
it at
like-
cars.
That's what you guys never played. Throw mud at the car windshield as he's passing by, like wet mud.
I cannot
that was
deny or confirm those actions.
I'm pretty
That-
sure
that
that's
was
a
a-
misdemeanor in most states.
That was
Nowadays.
that was a big game. That was a big game in Puerto Rico when we were kids.
Yeah. Try to kill the motorists. That was a game that we played.
40 extra points if they crash into a tree.
Jeez.
That's why we were all fast runners. All right, that went on a dark note over there.
Yeah, that went down a dark valley. I think that the reason why Katie is staying so quiet is because she has something darker to share. What fucked up games did you play when you were a child, Katie?
Not me, my brothers. They'd used to fill their water guns with piss and go over the highway overpass.
I'm sorry I asked.
Classic. That's like, oh, you guys, you never played that up there in New York? Oh, that was also real big in Puerto Rico too, especially in high school. That was.
That's why you guys are so hydrated.
How do you think? Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say this. That's pretty bad. We'll leave it.
Remember,
We'll
this
leave it
goes
for
on
the
the
blooper
internet.
reel.
Once you put it on the internet, you can't take it back.
We'll leave it on the blooper reel. At the end of the year, just wait for this one. So, now that we've been talking about like the way that consoles have kind of been upgraded with different peripherals, let's talk about how they're doing it now. There's a couple news that came out talking about a new PlayStation coming out called the PlayStation 4.5, and the rumor is that it's a mid-generation console upgrade, and I don't know where this is going to go and what kind of features it will have. I haven't read up on it any more so than what the speculation was. Maybe it is to make a PlayStation that is 4K TV compatible, or maybe it's actually giving you a more powerful console. But this is not unheard of. We go through new iPhones and new Androids all the time, so they're constantly getting upgraded, and people are pretty much dropping a pretty penny on it. Is this where you think the consoles are going to go? Coming now in the future, like the future is now.
I don't know. I don't think that. I think it took way too long for this to happen, because, like you said, people. Like, I have an iPhone 6, so in about 2 more months, when the iPhone 7 gets announced, I'm probably gonna get an iPhone 7, and I'm gonna pay Sprint, T-Mobile, or Verizon a monthly fee to either get a contract that's gonna make the phone cheaper. I'm surprised that this model hasn't been used for video games, because let's say, for example, you buy an Xbox One, right? And you're paying $35 a month to use it. And then the Xbox 1.5 comes out. Now you can upgrade Xbox 1.5 and renew your Microsoft Xbox Live contract with them to get a discount on the upgraded console, kind of like you would with a cell phone. That's where I think it's going. I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner, but you don't want to alienate the people that stick to the Xbox One. So if whatever comes out, the PlayStation 4K, PlayStation 4.5 has to be compatible with the original PlayStation games and original Xbox games. Because let's say if I upgrade to the Xbox 1.5 or the PlayStation 4K, I still want to be able to play the games that I already purchased. I don't want to have to upgrade my console and then miss out on the games that I've already purchased. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that the way that the cell phones do it is pretty smart. They typically keep the content within the older generations for at least 3 generations. Like I was still using my iPhone 3GS when the iPhone 5 was out, and a lot of the applications were compatible, but some of the much newer ones were not. But I was able to play Infinity Blade on it, you know what I mean? And that, you know, that came out for like the iPhone 4 or 4 something. 4S, 4G, whatever. And I think that would be the best way to do it because, you know, old games are old games. So backwards compatibility, although it's very important for a lot of people, like, you know, I still play a lot of my PlayStation 3 games. Once you're through, you know, how many times do you guys actually go back to play old games all the time?
Let's put it in this context. Katie, for example, you play a lot of GTA 5, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's say, for example, GTA 6 came out for the Xbox 1.5. Now, obviously, you play GTA games, and all your friends are going to now be playing GTA 6. What if it wasn't compatible with the Xbox One? You know, would you pay a subscription fee to get an Xbox 1.5 so you could play the GTA 6, or would you not? Like, what would be a better sell to you? Would you rather go out and buy another $500-$600 console, or get into a contract where you pay a monthly fee, just kind of like a cell phone bill, and be able to upgrade to the 1.5 so you could play GTA 6? Like, what's more appealing to you as a consumer?
Probably the subscription.
Yeah.
One, so you're not dumping all of that money at one time.
Right.
It's just a little bit over time.
Yeah.
But I think it's stupid that they're making everything so expensive to where you can't really afford shit anymore. Where it's like you almost have to work 2 jobs just to get a gaming console.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Just to play a video game, you have to, and then not just to play it, but like they keep changing the rules. So like, let's say, for example, you were perfectly content with your Xbox One, and you were expecting it to have a 6, 7, 8 year life cycle. Now we're like, what, 2.5, 3 years in, and they're already talking about upgrading it to now. It's like, oh shit, now I got to drop another $300 on an upgraded Xbox just so that I could play with my friends.
Right, and not only are you spending $300-$400 on a console, then you got to turn around and pay $60-$80 on a game.
Yeah.
And then if
absolutely.
you want more content for that game, then you have to pay extra for that also. I think if you're paying $60 for a game already, they should include that and not make you pay an extra $20-$40. I think it's just stupid.
Right,
Yeah,
because I think you have three players in the game. You have the console manufacturers, which is Sony, Microsoft. You have the game developers, and now you're gonna have this subscription service, which who knows? Because you have, just like you have 3 players in the game with the cell phone. You have the cell phone company, which is T-Mobile, Verizon, whatever. You have the manufacturer of the phone, which is Apple, Samsung, whatever, and then you have the developers that are making the content for the phones, which is, you know, whoever's making the apps for the phone. So you're paying all this money into 3 different sources just to have one thing. So I don't know where. I mean, it's when you look on the other side of the coin. Yeah, you get better graphics, you get faster processors, you get better support for virtual reality if that's something that you want to dig into. But what are we really talking about here? We're talking about extending the life of the Xbox. If it just becomes Xbox and it just becomes PlayStation, just like Apple just becomes Apple iPhone, I think that's a good idea. But like Manny was saying, he had a iPhone 3. Then they came out with an iPhone 5, and some of the apps weren't working for the iPhone 3. So he's loyal to Apple, but he's not able to involve himself in the features of the newer content. So what did he have to do? He had to get a 2-year contract, probably, just to get a discount on a $500-$600 phone, which I would much rather do that. I would much rather put myself in a contract, pay whatever it is a month for a console, if I can get it for, let's say, for free. You know, because a lot of the times when you get a phone, you're getting a phone for like what, $1, and it's the newest phone, but you're paying $50 a month for the service.
Yeah, and they're pretty much guaranteeing that they're going to get that money from you, and there will be penalties if you leave. So, in terms of a subscription-based model or business model, it's a lot more beneficial for companies just because they are guaranteeing a certain amount of money influx if they get more people, as opposed to a product. You have to play with the prices based on offer and demand, and kind of come up with, okay, well, I didn't sell it for this, I'm losing money if I sell it for this much because it cost me this much to produce, so I'm gonna have to work on my production to make sure that I can reduce that cost so that I can sell it a little bit cheaper, so I can make it's more complicated as opposed to, hey.
And then it's like, when do I drop the price? Like, oh, we got Black Friday coming up, we got the holidays, so we're gonna knock off $100 of the Xbox. But what we're really talking about here is like, okay, well, let's say for example, if they charge $40 a month to own an Xbox, and you're paying $40 a month just to own the Xbox, just like you would own the phone, you would be a subscriber to Xbox, right? 10 months. Paying $40 a month, you've already paid $400 to the system, which they would have already charged you upfront anyway. So it's about not getting money now versus getting money in a year. But if they lock in a 2-year contract with a $40 subscription fee a month, you're paying over $1,000 to own that Xbox, just like you're paying over $1,000 just to own the phone. So in the long run, they're making a lot more money. They're just not getting that $500 up front.
Yeah. And a lot of companies are just going into a subscription-based model. Just think about how we feel with Netflix and how a lot of people have Netflix. I feel that Netflix has kind of ruined it for everybody because Netflix introduced a model where people felt that for a cheap price they were getting a lot, when in reality, you're getting the same thing as cable. As cable was just that much more expensive, but you have a choice of the movies that Netflix selects for you to watch, but you still have a choice on what you want to watch.
Yeah, how many fucking times you sitting there while your food is getting cold and you're going through the Netflix list and you can't find nothing? That shit is bullshit, all right? They have a lot of movies, but a lot of these movies, like, who the fuck wants to watch Bollywood fucking videos? Who the fuck wants to watch movies that were, well, maybe I do, but like 80s movies? Like, it's crazy.
Hey, man, I'm gonna level with you here. I may need an intervention, but one of my
guilty pleasures is Bollywood action movies.
It's the dance and jam to Bollywood videos, man. Like, just get that groove on, just get it going. You guys don't do that? Oh.
That's Josh's fetish.
No. He does it in his underwear.
Oh my god.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, and then that's where Connect really zooms in. Oh, that's where the zoom in feature comes in handy,
But
that's how we kept ourselves entertained while he was in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant. That's what you meant by more. Oh.
That was us, our story. Now it's all theirs.
The millions and millions of people that can watch this.
Well,
but then you have like
the video.
You have like the other possibility of, let's say, now you give me the Xbox, you give me the PlayStation, and just like they did with the Sega CD, the Sega 32X, when you just fucking daisy chain shit to the console and just keep on fucking adding things that, by the time you're done with it, it looks like it's on fucking life support because you got wires coming out of it all over the place. Like, that is something I will not do. I will not do that.
I think if they would get more people buying the stuff, if they would work out all the kinks and bugs before they released it. Everybody is in such a hurry to beat the other person that it's crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
right.
interesting how a lot of companies just kind of they're the ones that set themselves up for failure. You know what I mean? Because they're so eager to meet a certain date just because they've already, and it's all about the financials of a company. It depends on how they do their financial planning. For the most part, a lot of them kind of spend the money before they have it because they're expecting a certain profit by a certain date.
Based on an install base.
Yeah, and if they don't, then they didn't meet the stockholders' I guess
Expectations.
expectation,
Right.
and people then start selling. So it's all about how they did their financial planning and how and from what they promised. But the only way that people get, or that a lot of companies get money into their company is by, kind of saying like, oh, we're gonna do all this and we're gonna see like this much profit, and when people are like, oh my god, they're
Yeah,
gonna make this
get the
much
hype
profit.
train moving.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they don't meet that, then they feel like they're gonna catch themselves, or they're gonna be, they're gonna be caught up as liars to like everybody else and to all the stockholders.
Yeah, but like back to what Katie said, the Xbox 360 came out a full year before the PlayStation 3, and the PlayStation 3 was playing catch up with the Xbox 360 until they were gone. And now we have like the reverse thing where PlayStation 4 is doing better than the Xbox, but I think because Xbox got out there first meant that no matter what they put out, they just put out something. So I don't remember. It's really hazy when the Xbox 360 first came out, but I believe it was a good console. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
It had a lot of issues.
It had a lot of issues. The Red Ring of Death was one of the issues that it had. There was just a lot of compatibility issues. I don't think it was backwards compatible off the jump. I don't think that was.
No, there was an update for that.
There was an update for that. So
Yeah.
basically, what Katie's saying is release your shit when it's ready. Like release your shit when it's fully, when everything that you promised at E3, everything that you promised months before is out there. Remember when the Xbox One and the PlayStation was like, oh, you can play games, you could stream games while they're downloading in the background. Bullshit. Shit. Because you do that, the game says, oh, game is ready to start. You fucking start the game. Now you get a fucking download within the game. That's their version of, oh, you can play the game while the game is loading in the background. So that was
now they have it.
Bullshit.
I mean, you download it, from either online or you the disc or whatever, installing it, and it says ready to play. You only do one thing on it. Like I bought WWE 16. It said ready to play. It was at like 70-something%. You can only do like exhibition matches. You couldn't create couldn't create a character,
Right.
nothing like that.
Hey, but they just gave you a half truth. They just said, oh, you can play.
They didn't tell you what you could play.
You can go to the settings menu and manipulate the volume. You're in the
Change
game.
music. But see, here's another thing too. Like how you were saying, don't release shit until you're ready. That's why when Xbox 360 came out, I waited almost 2 years before I got it because people were still getting the Ring of Death and all that shit with the first gen, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. So when I think I got it when Halo 3 came out because I had the actual Halo 3 edition Xbox, and it worked fine, beautiful. And now that I said Xbox, my thing came up.
Xbox, turn off.
I will punch you in the face. So
Xbox, don't zoom in. Don't zoom in.
So,
Hey, Smickle.
So for those of you who don't know, before we started the stream, we had before we started the podcast, we had the Xbox Vision or Xbox Connect, and it was on Zoom, and it was zooming into some places. Moose knuckle is a term that came to mind, so that's where the moose knuckle comes from, and look forward to that on the blooper reel after season 1 of the Big Baby Daddy Cast.
Oh, we're still in
Title
season
of the
1?
episode.
Still season 1
Oh my god.
we gotta hit episode 40, dude. We gotta hit episode 40.
This is gonna be the title of the episode.
Yeah.
Moose Knuckle.
Knuckle.
But anyway, so like I was saying,
And that's gonna be the fucking the icon too. Is gonna be zoomed in on it.
so but and also to reiterate, when the Xbox One came out, I waited. Oh God, what about a year and a half?
Yeah. Yeah.
And because there are still people saying that there were some issues with that one too, and I was like,
There
yeah,
was a
I'll
lot
wait.
of issues. There was issues with party chat. There was issues
Right.
with games. It was bad.
Plus, I waited for the price to go down, but then of course after I bought it, it dropped down another $100. Like motherfuckers.
It's always
Yeah,
a game
that's-
of when's
it always
the best time to strike, I guess.
Yeah.
To me, it's never, because like I still feel that I can get a PlayStation 4 cheaper than I can a PlayStation 3 at some point. Like the PlayStation 3 is probably like $250 right now. I'm probably gonna wait for that time frame, and obviously it's gonna be like way too late in the console cycle. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be when everybody's transitioning to PlayStation 5 or Xbox, whatever.
Yeah. What do you guys plan on doing with your old consoles? Are you gonna keep them around so your kids can play them?
No.
My son has my old 360, but he doesn't really play it that much since he's got the Wii and the Wii U now.
Right.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo games for kids are like very appealing.
I think the only thing he the only thing he really used the Xbox for is still Netflix.
That's what most people use it for.
Yeah.
That's a $400 fucking Netflix machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
They shouldn't even like promote Call of Duty on it. Like the most used application is Netflix. They should just do Xbox Netflix commercials and that's it. All right, so Josh,
Yes.
you've been playing The Division,
Right.
and Jay, did you get The Division as well, or?
Yes, I haven't. Unfortunately, with my work schedule, I haven't been playing it, but it is really good.
All right, guys, I need you to tell me about this game. Why did this game captivate you guys to move and play the game? You know what I mean? Like, what caught your eye?
I remember seeing The Division at E3, I think either last one or a couple years ago. And the fact that it was set in New York was pretty... Brooklyn. Actually, the first level that you play is in Brooklyn. But I think that the most appealing thing was number one is a Tom Clancy's game, and Tom Clancy's games are pretty good.
Always good.
Rainbow Six, Vegas, all those old Tom Clancy games, and it looked fucking gorgeous. Like it looked really, really good. Third person action, RPG elements. As the game now came to light and the closer it got to launch, it was talking about a lot of it being kind of like Destiny, which is open world, level caps and raids, and being able to jump in with 2 or 3 of your buddies and go into the dark zone. And the game is really tight in its controls. Like the shooting feels good. Getting headshots is fucking awesome.
Love the sound.
The sound is great. So everything is appealing. I think I'm going to stick with it for a little while, but the game's story is okay. It's like the whole premise is terrorists attacked New York City during Black Friday with a virus that was implanted. Whoa.
How do you say that? How do you spell that?
Objectives.
You want me to write it? You want to write it down
Try
for
that
me?
again. I'm not even gonna cut that because that was pretty funny. Basically, with a virus that was put into money, so the money was going like dollar bills, and money was exchanging hands on Black Friday. So it wiped out like a third, or 2/3 of the population in New York. And then you, as a division agent, are activated, and you go in there and you're fighting different factions of groups. One of the factions are called the Cleaners, and they're a mix of sanitation and firemen that are looking to exterminate, the virus entirely by killing people. You have looters. You have a faction called the Rikers, which is a faction of people that were let go from prison from Rikers Island, so they called the Rikers. And I think there's one more set of bad guys that I haven't gotten up to yet, but you basically fight these different factions. You go through, you get different levels. You can craft your own weapons. So it's pretty cool. It's basically it's an MMO, but when you're playing the game solo, you don't see other players until you go into these safe zones, which I think is kind of sucky because in Destiny you see players wherever you go.
Right.
You can link up with players at various parts of the game. The game is pretty enjoyable. It's it's very, very good looking. It looks fucking awesome. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna be playing it until I see it through, get to the level cap, and yeah, I don't know how's your experience with it, Jay?
We'll be playing it later on. Well, you're the one that talked me into it. You know, I was kind of
asking
I love
every single episode. Jesus Christ, man, give it a break.
it. Like I said, you talked me into it. I love Tom Clancy games. All of his shit was great. Even back when he had one game on the regular Nintendo. It was a sniper game. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, that game was kind of bullshit and hard, but it was good. But
that's life, son.
I gotta look this
up. So Josh talked me into it. I got it, and immediately, yeah, you're in Brooklyn. You're in Brooklyn for the whole tutorial part. It's basically telling you, how to use certain things, blah blah blah, what button does what, shit like that. Then you do a couple missions, and poof, you're in Manhattan. And yeah, like how Josh just said, you can link up with other people, and you have to build up rank. The higher you go, the more weapons you get, just like how Call of Duty and Destiny is. And me and him was playing one night, and Josh, what were you, like level 17 or 18 at the time?
Yeah.
And I was a measly, 4 or 5? I
think, yeah, you were like 4 or 5.
And I was just getting old-fashioned prison pounding on that one.
Oh, yeah, he was dropped every 5 seconds.
Yeah, he was like, yo, just hide. Just shut up, stay there, and hide. But
Just was trying to pop a shot in, and he's like, no.
I was trying.
He was trying. I mean, to his credit, he was dying a lot.
But the good part about that game is you can help each other boost up. Because when he was killing them off, I mean, I was tossing out grenades, trying to get their health down a little bit, and
he would basically draw their fire while I came around and flanked them. So that level of playing with people, that's something really, really cool. And I think that the Tom Clancy's Division, because the shooting is so tight, and because the AI controlled bad guys are kind of smarter than normal. Like, he was going out there and he was drawing their fire, and I would be able to go around them and flank them and take them out,
or snipe them because they were turning toward me.
Right.
And like I said, and then we had that one guy that came in with us, and I was just like, dude, I gotta go. But it's just like any game, because there's only 3 people? No, 4 people.
4 people that you can link up with, yeah.
Right, and the bad thing about is, yeah, you get level 18, or you're probably like 30 now, and you get another person that's like level 3 or 4, and you're just like, dude, just hide.
Yeah, because you'll go in, and what it does is it effectively raises everybody else's all the bad guy controlled AI, all the enemies,
to the highest level of what he is.
So basically, if we go into a match, let's say, and I'm trying to boost him through, and I, for whatever, get lose connection, or I have to go, he has to complete that mission with levels far beyond his capabilities. So what essentially happens is he has to back out and restart the mission.
And on a good note, there's a good and a bad with that. The higher level, yeah, the harder it is, and you're just fucking cannon fodder for that one. But That one match, I went up almost like 2.5 levels.
Yeah. So that's definitely one of the perks is that you level up really fast if you got somebody rolling with you.
Yeah,
it's pretty high. So did you guys ever look at the reviews for this game and before you bought it, or?
No, I don't think I did. I think I did my fair amount of research to know that this is the type of game that I would want to enjoy playing, and I didn't want that to be scarred by people that maybe would have had higher expectations for it, because I know it got mixed reviews, but
yeah.
I think that overall what it gives to me as a player is exactly what I want in a third-person action RPG.
Yeah, well, and it's holding a Metacritic score of 80%. What are you going to say, Josh?
There's nothing to sneeze at.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like EGM's giving it 9 out of 10, Game Informer 8 out of 10, GameSpot 8 out of 10, IGN 6.7 out of 10. So it's up there, but it's just a new game, and so everybody just probably hasn't played it yet. And I kind of expect those numbers to rise up a little bit.
And I give them credit for doing something new. I give them credit for doing something that's not a 3 or a 4 or a fucking Call of Duty 9. I give them credit for going somewhere that, people aren't going anymore, and that's creating new content.
Because I know they were trying to make another Rainbow Six. I don't think it was a 3. I think it was called Patriot or something like that.
Right.
Didn't they incorporate this into Division?
I think that went into Rainbow Six Siege.
Did it? Oh, okay.
I don't know about that, because Rainbow Six Patriots was the third person.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
they might have took both. They might have took both.
Yeah, it had a little bit of both.
The only thing I used to always be about third-person shooters. Splinter Cell and all that crap.
Ghost Recon too.
Siphon Filter.
Right.
And I've been playing first-person shooters for so long. Back then I was like, first person? No, fuck that. I'm not playing that shit. Now I'm just like, I can't live. The only third person game I play besides Division now is GTA. And I'm just like, oh, shit.
Of course.
But, what can I say? But it's just now, it's like, like I said, it is a very good game, and Josh could probably back me up on it. We make our seal of approval on that one. Go pick it up.
2 thumbs up. Daddy approved. You don't want to play it in front of kids, because that headshot sound. Oh man, that's like coffee in the morning. It's so satisfying.
That and is very, very vulgar.
Yeah.
Is it because of the online interactions, or?
No, it's in-game stuff that's kind of vulgar. It's it's set in New York, so all the New Yorkers, they talk with that fucking accent. You understand?
Classic, man. Classic. If you ever do a Sit Stay Pay commercial, you definitely should do it with a New York accent.
Hey, this is Josh from Sit Stay Pay. You got fucking trouble with your dog? Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm going to fix all these. Does he not want to sit? He's barking all hours of the night. Well, call me, 1-800-SitStayPay.com, and you get a free dog treat. Okay? Thank you very much.
And while I train your dog, you can eat, shit, sleep. The other motto, Sit, Stay, Pay. In a small cap. Eat, shit, sleep.
Oh, shit.
So why did this game? What was that, Katie? What's going on?
Sorry, I forgot I muted it. I was gonna say that goes for the kid part of his job too. If I'm not with the kids.
Yeah, I'm telling you, got the cages right here. The premium package. You get
Get in there, you dick.
They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you imagine like an infomercial for that cage. Like, is your kid running around uncontrollably? Can't you not put his socks on him because he keeps running around, and Giovanni's rope does not work on him?
Is your kid being a dick? Call me.
Hey, is your kid being a motherfucker? Is he?
I've got just a thing for him. Here's his cage. A cage by Josh. All right, so I wanted to ask you one more question. why does the Division appeal to you as a dad? Hey, Katie, do you play this game too, or
I have not had the chance to play it yet, but I will do it. I will play it before the next podcast.
There you go.
She'll be playing it tonight.
Katie Division update soon incoming on podcast number 17.
Yeah, Katie, we need a report on that. Can you get it done by close of business Friday?
Oh, we have Katie out in the field. She's playing the Division.
Fuck you guys, I'm busy.
So what do you think this game appeals to you guys as a dad? Like, what is it about it that appeals to you?
I think it's really accessible for short bursts. Like if you want to get in there and you want to play a mission and walk around the environment for, let's say, 20-25 minutes, you totally can. And it's also kind of like a grown-up-ish type of game. Like, you know, it's something different. It's not Call of Duty again. It's not fucking Halo again. It's not all these rehashes. It's something new. So being in a new, you know, when you go into a Halo, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
When you go into a Call of Duty, you know what to expect. Like when you go into a game like The Division, you've never played a Division game, so you don't know what to expect. And I think that walking around and being in a new environment and introducing yourself to the lore is really, really appealing because it's something new.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. What about you, Josh? Like, do you have the same feelings for this game? Like, as a dad, what is it that it appeals to you? Like, why is it good to play this game?
I like the fact that it doesn't take that long to complete a mission. Like how Destiny had, it was almost 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And, you know, Division, we beat that one level? I mean, we played a lot that night, but it was, 15, 20 minutes, if that?
Tops, yeah. And that's because
But you got a lot of shit done.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of enemies coming. I might have accidentally killed the woman we were trying to protect, but that's just another story.
And
she comes out the corner. I'm like, oh shit!
Know? So you have the loot drops. You have stuff that, you know, when you complete a mission, you get loot. So it's kind of like that Diablo type esque. You know, you go in there, you get a bunch of loot drops, you get better weapons, you get better gear.
I like the fact that you can customize them. You know, you can change the clothes and shit like that too.
Yeah.
So what about those interactions where people are like, "Oh, is he gonna shoot me? Is he not gonna shoot me?" Does that happen often?
That's in the Dark Zone. That's something completely separate from the main game. So the Dark Zone is
no. I pointed my gun while we were running to a mission one time, and I'm like, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but also while you're walking to a mission too, aside from the little side missions, you know, helping someone out or whatever, protecting ammo drops or whatever, you can walk up to somebody and give them like a food or a bottle of water or something like that too. I've done that a couple times.
So there are NPCs that walk around in the main game that you can either help out or shoot or whatever. But what I was specifically talking about was the Dark Zone, which basically you go in there, you're fighting high level characters within your bracket. So say if I'm level 15, I'm fighting characters anywhere between 13 and 17. And,
old?
I'm sorry?
13 to 17 years old, or?
No, 13 to 17 level. And I can go in there with a squad, which that's optimally how you want to do it. You want to go in there with like 2 or 3 people. And so what happens is when you kill NPCs in that environment, you get loot. But that loot is contaminated, so you got to call in an airdrop. The airdrop comes, and there's a countdown. So other people, meaning other online player characters, are in that group, and they can either help you out and try to clear the area while the helicopter comes so you can get your contaminated loot out of there, or they can kill you and become a rogue and then take your shit for them and then use the fucking helicopter that you called in to take your loot. And it's like that kind of like, are they going to shoot me? Or are we gonna like be cool? Usually, you have these things, emotes, and usually in the emote that is a guy doing jumping jacks. So if you come to a airdrop and there's a bunch of guys doing jumping jacks, that's usually like them telling them saying, "Okay, we're not hostile. We're not gonna shoot back at you, but a lot of times you'll get a squad that's high level. They'll come up and they'll just mop the floor with you, and then they become rogue. But the thing is, you become rogue for I think 2 minutes or something like that, 30 seconds or 90, whatever. Once you become rogue, other characters in the area, other online players know that you're rogue, and now they're gonna try to go. So it's this constant like back and forth between good guy online players and bad guy online players. You know?
Yeah.
Now, I haven't done the Dark Zone yet. Now, say me and you go in there tonight. Will they match your level in the Dark Zone?
There are specific areas. So I can go to a Dark Zone area that's only for you, and it'll be kind of sweet because you'll get the loot that's your level appropriate, and basically anybody in that area that's not my level will, they won't mess with us, but if they do, it won't be that hard to take them out.
Right. All right.
All right, so that's the division, guys. If you you guys gonna be doing some online streaming through our YouTube channel?
Yes, we will. We'll be streaming on the Gamermind _ on YouTube Gaming, as well as the Gamermind on Twitch, and we'll be broadcasting later on tonight. Well, you'll hear this, but that's what we usually broadcast on, is Twitch and YouTube Gaming.
All right, sweet. We talked about our news subject, which was the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive VR release. We kind of touched upon that, so I'm gonna just go ahead and not discuss any additional news. We don't have any emails this week that I'm aware of. Did you guys check the website again to see if there was anything?
No, we just had a couple good shout outs that we have on our YouTube channel. Some people giving us good jobs, and we appreciate that. So keep the comments coming, whether it's good or bad. I always check them. We always look at them. And thank you so much for visiting the site. We recently just went over 3,000 unique visitors and over 9,000 page views. So thank you so much for coming.
Almost at a good milestone for 10,000.
We're almost at 10,000, and
keep it coming, guys.
Keep it coming. Just come to the site, thegamermind.com. Look at our articles, check out our videos, check out we got a lot of stuff up there. And this website is coming into its own, so it's pretty cool that we are hitting these milestones. Granted, like a third of those views are from us, but it is.
We have to check up on it.
Yeah, probably a third of those views is when we're modifying the website. How many times you got to freaking go on Weebly and mess with that shit? If you do want to send an email out, where can you go? Where can people send us an email or message or hit us up?
The DaddyCast at thegamermind.com. You can send your emails. You can send your ideas, your thoughts, your comments, and topics if you ever want us to talk about a specific topic on the podcast.
Yeah, hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. We've got Instagram, and we've got our Tumblr set up. So just hit us up. We're all at thegamermind.com or the Big Baby Daddy Cast.
Yeah, and
at thegamermind _ for Twitter.
For the next upcoming content, we have an article by Giovanni Pacheco. We're going to have a little in-depth look on Bloodborne. We're going to have a Daddy's Favorites featuring Contra, which just turned 25 years old.
Woo!
Yeah. Take that.
Wow.
Yeah. Right?
I was born.
I feel so old.
I was already born by that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn.
It's going to be okay.
I'm going to go in a corner and hold myself and cry now.
Don't cry too hard.
Yeah. The Dark Zone.
So you're going to go to the Dark Zone.
All right. Do we have any alibis? Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss? Any shout outs? Any plugs?
No, sir. www.thegamermind.com, www.sysdaypay for those of you in the South Florida area that need dog training. This podcast is being brought to you live. Not really. At sysdaypay.com.
Yeah, and Josh, limit yourself to just dogs. You can do more than dogs. Dogs is only the beginning for Sysday Pay. This is going to be a new business model for Josh.
This is getting dark.
All right, guys. Well, this is episode 16 of the Big Baby Daddy Cast. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show. Take care and keep gaming.
Peace.